Okay, let's talk a little bit about the functions and kind of gimmicks of the two machines. This may be outdated soon because they're always updating things. Recently the Vita was updated, so now it finally can play a lot of the PlayStation 1 games that you can download, and that's an excellent addition. What do we have? Okay, for one thing, you've got dual analog sticks, finally, out of the box. That is awesome. The 3DS and the 3DS XL, if you want another one, you have to buy a slide pad extension controller, and that's irritating. I understand there are reasons for it, but for me personally, I would have preferred just to have it all right on there to begin with. And they haven't even, at the time of this video, they haven't come out with the extra slide pad extension dealio. So that's one thing. Obviously the 3DS has 3D, and you can use the 3D camera and 3D video camera as well, and you can adjust it here. No 3D on the Vita. The Vita has the rear touchpad. The 3DS doesn't have that, so you've got touchscreen here, touchscreen here. So that's an extra thing. They both have an accelerometer, so like for example you can play Mario Kart like this if you want to. And this uses it in different games as well. Other functions. Let's see. Well, obviously, okay, so the Vita has the ability to control your PS3 over Wi-Fi or over your local network if you want to do that. And it can even play some, very, very few, but some of your PlayStation 3 games on this screen. For overall functionality, I have to say the Vita it's a multimedia device. It's easy to watch YouTube. It's easy to, easy, relatively speaking, I guess, compared to the 3DS. You can send emails. You can surf the web. You can, what else can you do? It's easy to download games. The network, the PlayStation Network, is much better than the Nintendo system as far as being able to have a game on more than one system, things like that. It's much easier to use and to understand. In both cases, you can only have one account registered to the machine at a time, which is a bummer. Right, they share a lot of things. They both have the online store. You can watch videos and things like that on them. But I would say overall, the PS Vita has more functionality. It is really a multimedia device. You can put your music and stuff in here too, but it's just, I don't know, it seems easier to do with this, and it seems like this does it better in most cases for the non-kind of gaming Nintendo stuff. But honestly, for some people that's going to be an issue, but it's 2012. A lot of people, if not, I don't want to say most people, but a lot of people have smartphones, and almost all that stuff is going to be much easier to do with your iPhone or your Android or even your, I don't know so much about BlackBerry, but, so I don't use that stuff on these things hardly at all. I use these to play games and to mess around maybe with some of the, the stuff that they have that's exclusive to the machines online. If I want to surf the web or watch YouTube, I'll pull out my iPhone, So, yeah, but there's that issue, right? Obviously, one other thing that is so obvious I almost didn't mention it. You have two screens to look at here, right? And we should compare the screen size. They're very similar. The 3DS XL screen is about the same width and slightly taller. Okay, but then you've got this whole other screen here. So, that adds a lot of functionality that this just can't have, right? But again, depending on what games you're playing, it may not matter. Okay, so that's been the gimmick from the DS, and it's worked very well for them. So, alright, so that's just a little bit on functionality and gimmicks, like I said. Yeah, obviously this has a camera too. It's not horrible. It's not awesome. It's there. I don't use them. I don't care. So I don't know how to rate this one. For being a multimedia device, this one is much better, definitely. But for just overall kind of potential, because you've got the two screens, this one's pretty awesome. Plus it's got the 3D, this has a rear slide pad. I'm going to call this a tie. Yeah, for functionality and gimmicks, they both got their share.